This is Canada's first full-scale CANDU reactor, and in a few years, it'll be gone forever. Today, we're breaking into history, the legendary Douglas Point Reactor, tucked away on the stunning shores of Lake Huron. This place is off-limits to the public, but we've been granted rare access to explore every corner of it. We'll pass through the airlock, stand face to face with the reactor core, see the fueling machines in action, visit the dry fuel storage, and uncover how Canadian Nuclear Labs is dismantling this nuclear giant piece by piece. Once this reactor is gone, no one will ever see it again. So strap in because we're going inside before history disappears. All right, so getting the booties on first. This is just gonna help keep our feet clean for when we're going inside the reactor facility. Yeah. This is harder than it looks. All right, Joel, so what's next?
Open that up first.
All right, so main question is, why are we putting this on?
There's two reasons we wear PPE in the reactor building. The first is radioactive contamination, to protect, to stop it from getting on our clothes. And as well, we'll be wearing a respirator to protect our, obviously, the breathing. Also, the other reason is asbestos hazard. So the RB has not been abated at all. So there is a very much a real asbestos hazard in there. And so the Tyvek and the respirator pull double duty, protecting us against that as well.
Nice. All right, awesome. Yeah, so there you have it. PPE, personal protective equipment, all suited up, and putting on gloves now as well. So get those on and see you guys in a bit.
But we can't hear much or understand much. You guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, let's go on.
His name's Travis T. Yes, you.
Thanks.
This is where the real magic begins. We're talking thick steel doors, airtight seals, everything designed to keep the outside world out.
The airlock over there.
Okay.
So with the double doors, and now you're in the reactor building itself.
Okay. Let's do it. Kick it out.
Containment, what the might see a very seal, so the mirror sealer. No, or certainly like this, or
There's our main floor, 590. Oh, it's good lighting here.
Yeah, this floor is pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Straight floor, yeah, pretty good.
depends today here. We managed to upgrade our lighting. You upgraded it's all new lighting. It's like to see the green cabling.
Yeah.
All there, that's all the new stuff.
Ah,
Everything black is dead. Anything powered is in green or red. So basically green or red or dead.
very nice.
You can barely see it here, but under these floors are the hatches along with there. That is the access to get to all the levels.
You know, that's an emergency airlock.
Okay. What is this used for?
Emergencies.
Okay.
Fail in case of a fire or an incident.
Ah.
A reactor building. This is one of the ways out. We've got two exits. The main one that you came in through. This is secure the machine maintenance.
Nice. This is where the fuel machine was?
Yeah.
Alright, so behind this is where the reactor is. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but this is where the reactor is going to be. I'm going to show you where it is. We're going to get some more footage inside. Come check it out. Alright, so it's super dark here, so you can't really see what we're seeing. But I found here are pretty big lights. Get started on. We're going to check out what's there right now, okay? So right there, you got the reactor core. So I'll give you a shot of what it looks like. Whoa, I love it. Alright, check that out. Check that out. Nice. So there it is. There is the Douglas Point Reactor. As you can see it behind me, it's a calandria. You can see the fuel channels. You can see, you can see the remnants of the fuel emission as well. Check it out. Awesome.
Right now, Douglas Point is in the middle of a massive decommissioning project. And step 1 is something called characterization. That means every single square inch of this place is being checked, scanned, and tested for its radiological and chemical status. You may ask why? Well, because this data tells the decommissioning team exactly what they're dealing with, from contamination levels to the types of waste that will be generated. The better they know the site, the faster and safer and more efficiently they can dismantle this nuclear giant.
So these are the moderator pumps. Okay. Right down here. As you can also see, one thing to note as you walk around, we shall see marks like this for like graffiti. What that actually is we did a sampling campaign in November where we took characterization samples of all the different systems in the building. So yes, there's not a whole lot to see here, but black hole here.
What is in there?
If there was a situation with the reactor,
Yeah.
and the Desi tank had to dump its water, and that would dumped out onto the 6 to 7 the boiler room elevation.
Yeah, the steam gens.
Yeah, and blow out panels at the top on that elevation, and all the water would come down here and slough.
All right. As well. Right now, we're way up here, inside the massive concrete containment structure of Douglas Point. This beast right here is the dowsing tank, one of the reactor's critical safety systems. In an emergency, it would have sprung into action to help protect the reactor and everyone inside. I've got to say, the bright red paint gives it some real character in this otherwise gray industrial space. And if you want to dive deeper into how safety systems work in CANDU reactors, check out my ultimate CANDU reactor guide. I'll provide the link here below. You'll learn all about it.
Alright friends, so we're here checking out the dowsing tank. We're right at the rooftop, top of the Douglas Point site. So we climbed up a bunch of steps to come here. And as you can see, that is the tank itself. It's a dowsing tank. And we'll talk a little bit more about it in our discussion, but there it is. It's a pretty huge structure right on top of the reactor. Alright, so there's a mounting deck for the boilers here. So you can see this. Check this out. And you said this is seismically rated, right?
We are now standing right above the reactor core. This area is known as the reactor auxiliary deck. These bold blue machines are pumps for the primary heat transport system, which are the lifeline that circulates water through the reactor while it's operating. Over here, you can see the ports and control rod locations. This is where the control rods would be dropped in to shut down the reactor if needed. Douglas Point was the first power reactor in the world to use a stored program digital computer for reactivity control. It pioneered the industry-leading digital computer reactor control system, paving the way for full automation at Pickering. And up here, that's where the massive crane once sat, ready to lift and move heavy reactor components during maintenance.
See the 6 penetrations here on the butt? 3 penetrations both for your booster and absorber.
Oh, what? Booster and absorber.
Booster and overalls? I didn't know they had the booster rods here too. I thought that was only Bruce. Nice.
Before we head into the break room, there's one more checkpoint.
Here? Okay.
And you have
Someone speaking to you? Alright, so they're monitoring my whole body, including my head, my toes. This countdown is all going on. Alright, and so the instruction tells me to turn around. And so same thing. 2, 1, boom. Alright, so I'm clean. So it gives me a notification, and that's it. Alright.
It's all about maintaining a culture of safety and excellence. A reminder that even in retirement, this reactor runs to the same high standard it always did. Check this out. These massive concrete containers hold thousands of spent fuel bundles. And guess what? I'm walking right through them in a dress shirt. No heavy gear or crazy protection needed. That's how safe nuclear really is.
Hey friends, so we're gonna go in between some of these casks, take a bit of a tour in here. All right, so come on in. All right, so we have lots and lots of spent nuclear fuel here. We have these large concrete cask containers. So these are huge. These are really, really tall. And so Margot, if you just go up and down. Yeah, so as you can see, very tall containers. These are sometimes a bit different. Like there's different styles and different designs that are there out there in the nuclear industry. You'll see smaller ones that are housed in indoor facilities, but these are housed outdoor. And what's interesting is all the spent fuel, it's safe to touch with your hands. And we have obviously personal protective equipment, as well as, actually we don't need protective equipment here. However, we do have monitoring devices like TLDs. So we got thermoluminescent detectors, TLDs. Okay, these are helping to monitor how much dose that we're taking up. But we also have these really cool things called EPDs, electronic personal dosimeters. And as you can tell, I'm here in between lots of spent nuclear fuel, and you have an online reading of how much millirem I've taken up so far. So as you can tell right now, 0 millirem so far. And so this number may rise over time just because this is radioactive fuel. However, there's a lot of protection here from the concrete containers. So like people have, myths out there and really a lot of misconceptions that nuclear fuel or spent nuclear fuel, nuclear grease is so dangerous. Well, here it is in my hand. I'm touching it. So let's take a bit of a walk around. I see this area. Okay. So the whole footprint of this area is something that I'm really excited by. But the footprint of this location is something that is remarkable. And the reason why is because the whole lifetime of the Douglas Point Nuclear Power Facility, this is it. This is the footprint. It's like less than one soccer field. I would say even half a soccer field. It's a small patch which has all the spent nuclear fuel there. And so, yeah, there's a lot of talk around nuclear waste and how dangerous it is and how it's going to seep into our environment. But here it is. It's been held here for decades on end, and it's a robust solution which will eventually have this spent nuclear fuel go to deep geological repositories for permanent disposal. So there you have it. I think that's pretty cool.
It instantly took me back to a similar waste site, this experience I explored at the Embalse station in Argentina. It's amazing to see the global footprint of this technology. And here's where it gets even cooler. Douglas Point was the single unit prototype, the very first step in the nuclear journey. Then came the big upgrade, the CANDU 6, a second generation powerhouse you'll find operating in countries across the world like Argentina, South Korea, and Romania. Over the decades, the evolution of CANDU reactors tells a story of innovation, from experimental demonstration reactors called the NPD, the Nuclear Plant Demonstration, which we had the chance to check out earlier last year, to Douglas Point, all the way back to today's proven world-class designs like the CANDU 6. If you want to check out these reactor vlogs, you can find them on my channel under the reactor vlog playlist. It's nuclear history coming alive right before our eyes.
Down here we have our fuel bays. Currently we are characterizing them. This is in fact the last place in the service building to characterize. We had a scaffolding built down to the bottom, as you see over there. RP has been cleaning up the area in preparation. Around the September timeframe, we'll have a team come in and they're going to do a core through the stainless steel liner into the concrete, and then they have a patch ready as well, as there may be water ingress on the other side of it. And then that data will be used to help inform our decommissioning strategy for these fuel bays.
Pretty neat checking out the fuel bays here, which were once loaded at one point. Yeah, this is a lot smaller fuel bay, of course, smaller megawatt reactor. And then you do have the inspection bay as well. Yeah, great to see, very clean fuel bay, no water. Here's a really special part of the Douglas Point campus, which is we have the reactor building in the back, which we were inside just earlier. Then we also have the administration building. So this is where there are offices where workers used to work out of, and those are also getting decommissioned right now. And then we have the third part, which is the turbine hall, right? So this is the balance of plant side of the nuclear power station, right? So every reactor station has a nuclear side, which is that big concrete container right there, right? And then there also is the turbine side, where that's the non-nuclear side. It has the turbines, it has some of the other equipment that helps create electricity as well. And so these two, the primary and secondary side, work together to generate electricity. And so there's some phenomenal work going on here, where the administration building and also the turbine side are going to be decommissioned, and then eventually the reactor building will follow after that. So yeah, cool stuff. All right, hey friends, so I'm here at the turbine hall, or what once used to be the turbine hall. Like I said, this is a secondary side of the nuclear facility here at Douglas Point. And as you can see, there's no more turbines here, right? And so yeah, there's no more turbines here. They've all been decommissioned. And so the concrete floor that we're standing on right now is eventually being decommissioned as well. You kind of hear the noise in the background, but basically what's happening is these slabs are getting cut slab by slab using a diamond wire saw cutting method. Also on the right-hand side, you can see some scrap metal that's also being utilized for recycling purposes as well. So yeah, this is kind of a look into this facility. All right.
Right here, we're saw cutting the concrete with a diamond rope. From here, after we get all the concrete cut into predetermined sizes and chunks, we'll erect an A-frame style crane. We will then attach the crane to the chunks of concrete. We're gonna lift them up, move them over here to the crane bay, and place them on a large flatbed trailer. And then we're gonna take them outside where they'll be broken down and repurposed. We do our best around here to make sure that we repurpose all the materials that are coming out of here. Similar to all the I-beams and the H-columns that you see here, they're all gonna be sent out for recycling. So this is a company called Ontario Cutting and Coring. You'll see them throughout Ontario. They're also contracted out by other nuclear agencies and other municipal agencies as well for cutting out old bridges, old concrete bridges and things like that. So while the technology seems very cool, it's been around for a little while now.
So let's take a quick look at the cutting. So let's walk in, let's check it out. So as you can see right here, we got the machine where you can see where the wire is located with the diamonds, the diamond wire saw. As you can see, diamond wire saw that's used for cutting concretes. And as you can see, this saw is encrusted with diamonds, right? Whoa, look at that. So because diamonds are one of the hardest materials on planet Earth, it's great for cutting concrete. And so, yeah, they're basically cutting out that slab of concrete. And then one by one, these slabs will be moved out. And this is a really important part of the decommissioning process because, as you know, concretes, they're not easy to cut, right? And so you have these hardened materials that are eventually cut slab by slab and then eventually decommissioned.
Well then, show you over on the other side. The Mark gets here, he's really good.
So saw on compressed air pneumatics. So they hook it up. They hook it up to the rollers and the pulleys. Now, as the rope gets as they cut the concrete and the rope gets tighter, the pneumatics push out so that they keep tension on the wire rope the whole time.
Okay. And I guess this is just a very energy intensive process.
Very energy, yeah. So the energy, the electrical pack is over there, runs off a generator outside, and takes a lot of water. So we use a lot of water so that we don't create any concrete dust here in the building. So it's very safe for everybody as we're doing the work.
Right, so we're going deeper into the facility. Let's see where we're headed. Yeah. So got our handy flashlights here just to see where we're going in the dark, that we don't trip over anything. So what is this?
So this is the cut line we did earlier, that we finished up earlier today. Oh, that's it, dude. Yeah, show you that here. So that's the cut we finished up earlier today. Yeah, goes all the way up to the third floor where we just were. Whoa, crazy. The one we're working on right now is this one here. Yeah, goes all the way up. Now we have these cans in place. Yeah, and they hold everything up in place because we're gonna have a complete block here that'll be held in place with these supporting cans. And if you look here through this cut here and straight down to the floor, there's another cut that lines up with it just down there, and those cuts were made just a week and a half ago.
All right, so yeah, checking out these cuts right here, look how deep the cuts are. We were just earlier on, we were at the top of the facility seeing the slabs being cut, and I didn't realize how deep they were. Like, check that out, like all the way from the top to the bottom. That's how large the concrete is that's being cut out of this facility. So yeah, just mind-boggling how this technology works. All right, so just with the laser pointer, if you can see it here, that's me right here. That's the laser pointer. So check it out. That's where the cut is, right here. All the way, just goes down all the way here and right across. Okay, so you have the huge chunk of concrete material that's being cut out from this facility. Yeah, just really impressive. All right, so we have some folks doing some asbestos removal work here, and asbestos was a material that was very popularly used as an insulating material, and also fire-resistant material in decades ago. And as you know, it's hazardous. Now, recently we found out that it has its hazards. And so as you can see, people are doing work where they're removing asbestos, which is part of the decommissioning process. So there you have it.
And there you have it, a rare inside look at the legendary Douglas Point Reactor. A huge thanks to the CNL team for welcoming me and letting us capture this icon before it disappears forever. If you love this deep dive, you've got to check out the other incredible reactor tours on my channel. from research gems like McMaster Nuclear Reactor, NRU, Z2, and Jamaica Slowpoke 2 to powerhouse legends like NPD and Douglas Point. And for the curious minds out there, stay tuned. I've got some amazing footage from Argentina's Embalse nuclear station and also the Atucha site that you won't want to miss